Crazy, right? I mean, that's all you can explain for today. I mean, we've got crazy news articles, we've got crazy matches, we've got Rabiot of all things. Hey guys, this is Dash. I'm doing the news today. Let's get started. Alrighty, so like I said, man, crazy news day today. We have a bunch of crazy things that have happened. So the first thing I'm going to touch in on is the initial news that just broke maybe like an hour or so ago before I just started filming this. But Ronaldo has been officially sacked by Manchester United. Here, I thought I would never see a player get sacked because I'm used to coaches getting sacked, but there is a first time for everything. So Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan did the trick. He wanted to get out, and now he's out. So there's a couple of clubs that are looking for him. So right now, the first likely destination is going to be Chelsea. The Boers are interested in Ronaldo just because or just kind of the history between it and what they want the direction of Chelsea to be. Napoli's thrown in there as well, same as Roma. I'm not really sure how that works unless Ronaldo drastically lowers his demands. Other than that, I don't see it being quite feasible. But don't be surprised if he does get tagged at us. There'll probably be rumors and stuff with Ronaldo at Juve. I see this as highly unlikely because he just wouldn't fit anywhere on the squad, and I think Juventus is more than so done with him, unless Agnelli's out of his mind. But, you never know. But moving on to that one. Crazy World Cup morning today, guys. Or for me, it was in the morning. It was early in the morning. For you guys, wherever you guys are watching, it might be midday or even at night. But Saudi Arabia has defeated Argentina 2-1. They were down 1-0, courtesy of a Messi penalty shot, and then they came back and won 2-1. The crazy news that's coming out of it right now is that DiMaria and Paredes are being blamed for the loss. A lot of pundits are criticizing DiMaria for not closing out the offensive side of Saudi Arabia when he was defending, allowing them opportunities on the edge of the box, as well as Paredes being touted as the next Pirlo, but not really being the next Pirlo. Fortunately, he did not play that well. But even the GOAT, or some people's GOAT, Lionel Messi, is not absolved from blame as well either. The first goal was built because Messi took a heavy touch on a pass, which then unfortunately gave Saudi Arabia a clear alleyway right down the middle of the field to attack Argentina, and they did, and they got the goal, a goal that will inspire a generation, as many people have touted it to be. But that group is going to be very interesting because to add on that, Poland and Mexico did draw. Ochoa goes into superhuman form at the World Cup again, saving a penalty from Lewandowski. Poland looking very woeful the entire game. Milik, unfortunately, was not able to really do much of an impact. Mexico, again, as well, not really being able to do anything. So the game ends in a 0-0 draw. Both of them at a point. So right now, Saudi Arabia has 3 points to Poland and Mexico's 1, with Argentina at nothing, thus setting up a very big elimination game on Saturday between Argentina and Mexico. One of those, if they lose, they're essentially out of the World Cup, and that is it. Finito. Going on that World Cup train as well, you guys might be seeing this. This is happening live as I'm recording this. Rabiot getting a goal and assist in the first half to overcome a 1-0 deficit against Australia. Rabiot being able to put the finishing touch with a header to get that in, to get the equalizer, and then providing a beautiful pass for them to score the go-ahead goal. Rabiot is absolutely just tearing it up right now. I don't know how, don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it just might be because we post this image every stream that we do, and maybe it's causing some good juju for Rabiot. Rabiot, if you're watching this, I want to cut on that new contract that you're getting for motivational purposes. Like I'm watching at you, but especially with the contract here, especially with the club saying that they're not really interested in renewing him, I'm kind of curious to see where the club's mind is at this point with Rabiot. Guy's completely lighting it up, and I wonder if he's just lighting it up for a new club. I don't know. As long as he can bring that back after the World Cup to us and help us go for the title, all bueno for me. Moving on to the next article, speaking of contracts, Locatelli. Juventus is looking to tie Locatelli down to 2027. With that being said, Locatelli is expecting a pay raise in regards to that renewal because he is currently on $3 million, and after Juve exercised that buy clause, they're looking to give him a raise because Paredes earns $6 million. So why not? And I think it's kind of deserved for Locatelli to be making a little bit more than $3 million. That's my opinion. but I think that's fair, to be honest with you. Speaking of midfielders, we've got some big news on the SMS front. So right now, Juventus is looking to pull SMS for roughly around 60 to 70 million. They're offering that to Lazio. We'll see if Latito budges or not. The contract has been agreed between the agent and Juventus. The only thing that I think SMS is trying to do is that he's telling to Lotito that he will do a renewal in good faith as long as the release clause can be 40 to 50 million. So then he wouldn't lose him on a free, because other than that, SMS is not signing a contract renewal with Lazio. So he will be out the door. Continuing on the trends of Serbian players, Juventus is following Serbia's Pavlovic at the World Cup. So if you guys are going to be watching the Brazil-Serbia game, take a look at Pavlovic. He is one of their center backs that plays for Serbia, touted to be pretty decent. He's at Red Bull Salzburg, and the club has some interesting. So we'll see how he kind of matches up against Brazilians' really good offense and see if he's really worth the grab for right now. Speaking of center backs, we're also looking at Eintracht Frankfurt's Indica as well. Just because his contract is ending at the end of the season and Juve kind of want to jump in the hat to see if they can get a decent defender for a low wage, because there is rumors that Rugani is officially leaving the club, so that is going to be a need, as well as Bonucci being on his last legs. So they are going to be looking at center backs. So the center back market for this winter is going to be interesting to see who we're looking for and who we're going to grab. And unfortunately, speaking of defenders, I have some bad news for all the Grimaldo fans, or Grimaldo to Juve fans. Grimaldo will not be leaving in January just due to Benfica's UCL run. He wants to stick there and see how far he can go with Benfica. So not really any movement there. Personally, I didn't think that we were going to grab him. It would be a tough sell, especially with Barcelona, Manchester City, and some other top clubs willing to give him a lot more money than we're able to put down to the table. So unfortunately, Grimaldo, that ship has sailed for right now. The only thing that we'll see about Grimaldo is anything in the summer. So moving on to some youngsters, we've got Juve is interested in the Empoli duel of Vicario and Parisi. So Vicario coming in as a backup goalkeeper, potentially replacing Szczesny or Perin, depending on whoever leaves, if any of them leaves. I would be surprised if the club dumps Pensiglio just because of how cheap he is. Parisi is being brought in essentially as a deputy left back to Alexandro. But again, that opens up questions in the summer about Cambiaso and Pellegrini. What's going to happen with those guys? What are we going to do there? Can Parisi play on the right? If not, that's just going to bring us a very, very congested left back situation, which is kind of weird. But in retrospect, in the opposite direction, Mattia Sule will be going to Empoli on a loan to get some more playing time, which I agree with the movement, just because Sule hasn't really been able to break through the first team despite the amount of injuries that we've had. Keane's been able to surge. So fortunately for Sule, I think he needs to get his feet wet a little bit more before he can really push for the team. But that is all of the news that I have today for you guys. So just kind of do some of the housekeeping stuff. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're close. We're getting there. We're almost there. As well as check out the store for merch. There is a code for 10% off at the store. So looking at some of the cool sweaters that we have here, as well as stickers and all that fun stuff. So my name is Dash. You guys have been briefed in on some quick World Cup and Juventus news. Thanks for watching this news episode. Make sure you guys click on some of the tidbits here that I have here on the windows here for some previous videos that we have. Check out my tactics in a Dash video. But on that note, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Forza Juve.